everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about motivation because I feel like it's getting to that point in the year where we're all revising really hard and working really hard, and you can kind of get to the point where you're just like, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point of me sitting here revising? I don't want to do it anymore, that's it. And that's not the greatest place to be in, especially with exams coming up really soon. I hope that this video will give you some useful tips on how to motivate yourself, and maybe just my little ramble might motivate you enough. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get on to the video. The first step, I think, in getting yourself motivated is figuring out why you're demotivated, because people have different reasons, and it may be just that you're so tired and so overworked that you genuinely don't want to look at another book ever again in your life. And in that case, I'd probably advise to take a day off, take that time out to focus on your mental health and your well-being, and that should hopefully set you back on track to start revising again the next year and kind of make you refreshed and ready to go. Obviously there may be other reasons as to why you're not so motivated. I'd imagine that it might be helpful to maybe talk to someone and get that weight off your chest, and that might help you, focus on your revision and clear your mind a bit, but I'm not a psychologist, so don't quote me. Whatever it is, just figure out the reason why you're demotivated and think about how you can go about changing that. The biggest issue with motivation, I think, is in your mindset. Often for most people it's just like their brain telling them, you can't do this, you don't want to do this, you're too tired, you're not going to do this, it's not going to happen. And it's kind of trying to overcome these thoughts that is the main barrier to you getting motivated. So first thing, in 2 or 3 months time it will all be over. Your exams are going to be finished, you will have a really great long summer ahead of you, and you'll forget all about all the revision that you did 2 months ago. You'll just be glad it's over. So realistically, yes, you've got to work hard now, but in the summer you have all that time to do whatever you want, and it's only temporary. It's only gonna last another couple of months, and that really can keep you going if you keep reminding yourself that 2 or 3 months time, I'm done, never have to do this again. And especially if you don't like a subject a lot, say you don't like history, just tell yourself, 2 or 3 months time, I never have to look at a history textbook or history work or anything to do with history ever again in my life. But right now I need to do the revision. Going along from this, we're doing a lot of reminding ourselves today, but remind yourself of what you're striving for, because often when you lose motivation, it's because you've lost sight of what it is that you're working towards, which is really easy to do if you're just constantly doing revision mindlessly, and you just forget why you're even revising. You're revising to get good grades, to meet your university offer, to go to the uni that you really want to go to get the job that you really want, to go to the college that you really want to go to, or to take the subjects that you want to take at A-level. Remind yourself of why you are working this hard and why you're doing all this revision, and as soon as you do that, you will want to do it, or you should want to do it. And doing this work now will help you to reach that goal and reach that aim. Again, going along from this is fear of failure, and to some degree fear of failure is good. It's a good thing. It really does motivate you. There is a point where it becomes kind of unhealthy, but a little bit is okay. For example, for me, I'm terrified of failing. I feel as though if I don't get good grades this summer, I've disappointed myself, I've disappointed everyone around me who's ever believed in me, and that thought kind of keeps me going and is like, no, can't let that happen, you gotta keep going. I also think it's quite useful to think ahead to results day and think, what position do I want to be in? Because do you really want to sit there on results day and be disappointed with yourself and upset and know in your heart that you could have put more effort in and you could have got better grades if you had put more work in? Especially if you have a university offer that you want to meet, you don't want to feel like the only reason that you're not going to the university that you wanted to go to was because you didn't put the work in. And that's another thing that absolutely terrifies me, is missing my grades, because I then know that it's all my fault. Overall, I think motivation is most powerful when it comes from you and not from anyone else. Other people can tell you, revise, you've got to get these grades, you've got to go to this uni, come on, do it. And yeah, to some extent that'll work. But I think that motivation from your own desire to do well is infinitely more powerful than anything else you could do to motivate yourself, or anything else that anyone else could do to motivate you. So think about that one. Another thing to consider with motivation is giving yourself something to look forward to, giving yourself a reward, I guess. And that could be, you know, that evening, or in a week's time, or in a couple of months' time. Whatever it is, just have something that you're looking forward to. And whenever you feel like, no, that's it, done, don't want to do anymore, just think about that thing that you're going to enjoy after you get through this revision. I am buzzing for the summer. The summer couldn't come fast enough. Surprisingly, it really does motivate me. Like, whenever I'm sat there thinking this is a never-ending spiral of revision to the bottomless pit of doom, I just tell myself that 3 or 4 months time, I'm off out the country, don't have to do any more work, and I'm gonna have the best summer of my life. So that is the main thing that I look forward to, but it may be different for you. And you can even make it conditional, to be honest. So you can be like, if I can get through the 6 hours of revision that I planned today, then tonight I can watch a movie that I've wanted to watch for ages, or something like that. Like something that is dependent on you doing all the work. Some quick motivational tips for revising, which kind of tie in with the rewarding yourself theme, is to take breaks, which you can look forward to, but make sure that you're not sat there all day solidly cramming stuff into your brain, because, not being funny, you're going to wear yourself out this fast, and after a while it's not even going to be productive anymore because you'll just be too tired. Often I find that if I do like a really long day of revision and I don't really take that many breaks, the next day is like screwed. Like, I may as well have just removed that day from my revision calendar because it's non-existent. Like, I do no revision because I just can't be bothered. Overworking yourself is just going to lead to less motivation further down the line, so don't do that. Someone commented on one of my recent videos. I think it was for a Q&A, but I thought that I'd just mention it in this video just because it kind of ties in. And they were like, how do you keep on going with your subjects all day? Like, I get really bored doing science and maths all day, even though I love those subjects. And I feel you. Like, sometimes if you keep doing the same subjects over and over, especially if it's at A level and you only have those subjects, it can get a bit like repetitive and boring, and that's when your motivation starts to dwindle. Don't do the same revision type all day. So for example, if you decided that you want to go over your flashcards, don't spend the whole day going over your flashcards. Even if you do flashcards for different subjects, switch up the revision that you're doing. So maybe do like 2 hours of your flashcards and then 2 hours of practice questions, or 2 hours of past papers, or whatever you need to do, and spread it out over multiple days so you still get everything done, but it's going to be in chunks which make it more manageable, and it actually makes your revision a bit more interesting if you're not just doing the same thing over and over and you're not just spending the whole day looking at one specific subject. Also, phones. Turn them off, put them away, get them away from you. Like, literally, it's so much more motivating when you have nothing to distract you for some reason. Like, my phone is my worst enemy. I found recently that when I turn my phone completely off and put it under my pillow so I can't see it, and when I put my iPad on airplane mode, I'm literally so much more productive and I actually want to get things done because I can't be bothered turning my phone back on, and switching my iPad off of airplane mode makes me feel really guilty. So I guilt trip myself into actually doing work. But you know, whatever floats your boat. If it works for you, then great. I think that's all I have to say for this video, so I hope that it helped motivate you, and if not, then I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble anyway. But if you liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more videos. The button is below this video. I've actually made a video schedule. I know, shocking, for the first time ever, but I have videos scheduled for every single week, so provided that I actually film them over Easter, they will be up. As always, my social medias are in the description, and if you have any more questions for me, then just comment those in the comment section because I do reply to all your comments. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you feel motivated and that you have a good productive day. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!